can't believe a stand-up dude during his time would suddenly say, I don't want to be here no more. I'm going to become a rat bastard.
This whole situation between Lil Meech, 50 Cent, and Big Meech is spiraling out of control. What started as some underlying tension has now escalated into an all-out war, and 50 Cent isn't holding back. Recently, 50 has been on a relentless mission to expose what he claims is Big Meech's history of snitching. And he's not just throwing vague accusations, he's putting it all out there, making sure the world knows exactly what's up. As expected, Lil Meech wasn't about to let that slide. He clapped back at 50, making it clear that he wasn't going to stand by while his father's legacy was dragged through the mud, and just when it seemed like things couldn't get any messier, Big Meech's highly anticipated Welcome Back Legacy concert got cancelled. This event was supposed to be a major statement, a celebration of his return, and a reminder of the influence he still holds. But instead, it got shut down before it even started. Now, speculation is running wild. Was it law enforcement interference? Internal drama? Or did 50 Cent himself have a hand in making sure it didn't go down? Whatever the real reason, it's only adding fuel to an already chaotic situation. For those who might not be familiar, Big Meech, real name Demetrius Flannery, is one of the most notorious figures in American street history. As the co-founder of the Black Mafia family, BMF, he built one of the biggest and most lucrative drug operations in the country. BMF wasn't just another street crew, it was an empire, raking in millions while being deeply connected to the hip-hop world. Throughout the late 90s and early 2000s, they were moving massive amounts of product across multiple states, all while using their record label as a front to clean up their money. Their power was unmatched, and everybody in the rap game wanted to be affiliated with them. Fast forward to today, and Big Meech's name still carries weight. But instead of just being a symbol of his past empire, it's now at the center of one of hip-hop's biggest controversies. 50 Cent, who has had his share of issues with both Big Meech and Lil Meech, saw an opportunity and, in true 50 fashion, he ran with it. If there's one thing people know about 50, it's that he thrives on drama. This is the same guy who once bought out the front rows of J. Rule's concert just to leave them empty. So when Rick Ross started aligning himself with Big Meech, 50 saw that as a personal challenge. He's had beef with Ross for years, and now, with Ross showing love to Meech, 50 decided it was time to set the record straight. That's when things really exploded. Cent came out and directly called Big Meech a snitch. Now, for someone with Meech's reputation, that's not a claim people can just brush off. He's always been seen as one of the realest to ever do it. His name is tied to loyalty, silence, and never folding under pressure. So, for 50 to publicly say he snitched, that was a major bombshell. According to reports, 50 Cent was responding to a post from Rick Ross promoting Big Meech's Welcome Back event. But instead of letting it slide, 50 took that moment to shake the table. He started dropping receipts, making it clear that he wasn't about to let Meech's return be a smooth and celebrated moment. Just like that, what was supposed to be a triumphant comeback turned into a messy controversy, forcing people to take sides. Some fans are standing by Meech, calling out 50 for stirring up drama just for the sake of it. Others believe that 50 is simply exposing the truth that nobody else wants to admit. But the biggest twist in all of this? The allegations surrounding Big Meech's early release from prison. Back in 2008, Big Meech was sentenced to 30 years for his role in running BMF. The feds had been watching him for years, and when they finally took him down, it sent shockwaves through the streets. But even behind bars, his influence remained untouchable. His name continued to be whispered in conversations about power, loyalty, and the rules of the game. Then, 50 Cent's BMF series came along and turned his story into a full-blown cultural phenomenon. And the casting? Perfect. His own son, Lil Meech, stepped into the role, carrying on his father's legacy on screen. Hip-hop embraced it. The streets embraced it. It seemed like Big Meech's name was only getting bigger. But once news of his early release broke, people started asking questions. Rumors began swirling that Big Meech's freedom didn't come without a price. The whispers started pointing to Tammy Cohen, a known federal informant who allegedly helped orchestrate his early release by cooperating with the feds. If those rumors are true, it would mean that Big Meech's freedom came at the cost of others going down, a move that would never be forgiven in the streets. And then came the moment. That changed everything. former BMF member Blue Da Vinci stepped forward and confirmed the rumors. He went on record saying that Big Meech had, in fact, cooperated with authorities. Now, if these claims had come from a random outsider, people might not have taken them seriously. But Blue Da Vinci was deep in BMF's inner circle. His words carried serious weight, and when he put that confirmation out there, it sent shockwaves through the hip-hop and street communities. And of course, guess who was the first to amplify this claim? 50 Cent. He wasted no time making sure the world heard about these allegations. He started posting receipts, calling out Meech, and making it crystal clear that he wasn't backing down. This entire situation is turning into one of the biggest hip-hop feuds in recent memory. The question now is, will Big Meech respond directly? Will Lil Meech continue to defend his father, or will more people come forward with even more shocking claims? When it comes to the streets, loyalty is everything. And if there's one name that has been synonymous with loyalty, power, and respect, it's Big Meech. His entire reputation was built on never folding, never talking, and always standing firm. So when rumors started swirling that he might have been a snitch, it shook the entire culture. People weren't ready to accept that narrative. Big Meech, the legend, the boss, being labeled as a rat, it didn't sit right with a lot of folks. And when 50 Cent, someone who's known for stirring the pot, started throwing accusations out there, it felt like a direct attack. But if there was one person who wasn't about to let that slide, it was Lil Meech, the moment 50 Cent started making those claims. Lil Meech came out swinging. He wasn't about to let anyone, not even 50, rewrite his father's legacy. He took to social media, firing back with messages that made it crystal clear he felt disrespected, betrayed, and ready for war. He called 50 out for handling their relationship in a shady way, accusing him of using his father's name for clout while throwing dirt on it at the same time. And if you thought Lil Meech was going to stop there, think again. He took things to the next level and exposed text messages that made the situation look even more suspicious. These weren't just some random DMs. These were conversations that made it seem like 50 had been plotting against his father all along. The texts revealed that Lil Meech had confronted 50 about several things that had been bothering him, but the part that really hit hard? 50 had unfollowed him on Instagram and started managing Skillet Baby with Rocket. Now, to the average person, that might not seem like a big deal, but in the entertainment industry, an unfollow is more than just clicking a button. It's a statement. It's like saying, I don't rock with you anymore, and I'm aligning myself with your competition. And for Lil Meech, that move felt like a betrayal of the highest level. At this point, this wasn't just some online argument, it was a battle for influence. 50, always the strategist, was making moves behind the scenes, while Lil Meech was fighting to defend his father's name. And if one thing was clear, this drama was far from over. But what made it even worse? Lil Meech was the one who had originally introduced Skillet Baby to 50 Cent. Back when nobody even knew who he was. He let his frustration be known, saying, "They just told me you unfollowed me on Instagram, and now you managing Skillet Baby with Rocket when I brought him around you first, when you didn't even have a clue who he was?" To him, this wasn't just business, it was personal. Loyalty was everything. He kept it real, saying, "Now you mad at me when I would take the shirt off my back for you? I can't believe this, man. You act like I'm your enemy. I've only ever showed you love and loyalty. I'm human. I go through my own stuff, but I never switched up on you." He made it clear. No matter what people thought, he had never turned his back on 50. But now, he was starting to question everything. Then came the biggest bombshell. Lil Meech spoke on Big Meech's connection with Rick Ross. Now, we all know 50 and Ross have had serious beef for years. So, when people started whispering that Big Meech was working with Ross, it only fueled the fire. But according to Lil Meech, this wasn't about friendship, loyalty, or taking sides. It was strictly about money. He shut the rumors down, saying, "Ross, he gave my dad some bread so he could afford to pay his bills until our next season starts." In his eyes, that wasn't betrayal. It was business. Nothing more, nothing less. But 50? He wasn't trying to hear any of that. Instead of backing down, instead of showing any sympathy for Lil Meech's frustrations, 50 did what he does best. He trolled the situation to the max. He jumped straight on Instagram and fired back with a savage post, writing, "What next season, Lil Ninja?" The message was clear. 50 was implying that he could easily replace Lil Meech or even cancel the entire BMF show if he wanted to. That was next level disrespect. And if there's one thing about 50 Cent, it's that he plays for keeps. At this point, the beef wasn't just about words anymore, it was about power. If 50 was willing to throw BMF under the bus just to prove a point, that meant nothing was off limits. And if history has taught us anything, it's that 50 doesn't let things go. So what's Lil Meech's next move? Because if he thought 50 was done, he might want to think again. And just when things couldn't get any crazier, Big Meech's Welcome Back concert got canceled. The streets started buzzing with rumors that 50 was the one who got it shut down. And of course, 50 wasted no time making a joke out of it. He posted an AI-generated clip with Big Meech and Lil Meech's faces edited onto a love and hip-hop scene, making fun of their situation. The internet went wild over it. But 50 wasn't done yet. He also posted a scene from the BMF series where his character confronts Lil Meech about his father's guilt. It was a direct shot, a message to everyone watching. He was standing by what he said, and he wasn't backing down. But then the backlash started rolling in. People were dragging 50 left and right, accusing him of being petty and taking things too far. So what did 50 do? Exactly what you'd expect. He flipped the script and played innocent. He jumped back online saying, "I had nothing to do with this. Please stop calling my phone. I sincerely hope you have a nice day today. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm stronger than you think I am." Peak 50. Mocking and dismissing the situation all in one breathe. But despite his denial, multiple sources claim that both Lil Meech and Big Meech believe 50 definitely played a role in shutting the concert down. And they're not about to let it slide. One thing's for sure, 50 made a name for himself by stirring up controversy, and he hasn't changed in over 25 years. He knows exactly how to push buttons, how to stay in the spotlight, and how to make sure people keep talking about him. But now, the real question is, what's really going on? Is 50 just trolling for entertainment? Or is there something deeper? Behind his attacks on Big Meech and his legacy, is Lil Meech right to stand up for his father? Or is there more to this story that we haven't heard yet? And could this entire feud be connected to something even bigger in the music industry? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more real stories.